Ted Lasso
Which I haven't watched.
season ended,
Yeah, I watched that. Yes.
right? And Les and I, through my oldest stepson Brad, discovered Suits. Never
Yes.
watched the series that aired on USA networks.
Right.
Last year was 2019, right? They had like 7, 8 seasons,
Yeah.
8 seasons,
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah.
Just finished that. So I'm coming down off of binge watching Suits for all seasons.
You watched all of
And
it. Wow.
Ted Lasso ends, and I'm like, kind of, like I'm processing,
Yes.
missing some of the characters. Um, and I remember watching Suits come out years ago, and I thought, oh God, another law show with a bunch of lawyers. Well, they did a really good job developing the characters.
That's
So
it's a good show. It's a good show. Not what I watched. So I know that I didn't finish it to the end, but I watched a lot of it. I watched like probably 4 or 5 seasons of it.
yeah,
I liked it a lot. It's funny because when you binge watch a series and you come to the end, there is like a sense of like I just went through something. Like I just went through something, and my brother-in-law is now watching the $6 Million Man. I'm like, it's so like we watched it as kids, obviously, but like now
yeah.
he's binging it, and so I just like just we were laughing, and I'm like, he found it free somewhere. So he was gonna do the Bionic Woman, which was my girl, but it wasn't free where he found it.
Lindsay Wagner. Shout
Lindsay
out to Lindsay.
Wagner, oh my gosh, she was beautiful. We started on her. That was a big crush growing up. I wanted her. I just loved her so much. But no,
Mhm.
it's funny how you, especially during the pandemic, a lot of us were binge watching shows because we were
Yeah.
home mostly, and then a lot of shows were reproduced because of the COVID stuff the first year. So I started binge watching like That Girl. I was going back in time. It was That Girl. It was Here's Lucy, the Lucy Show. Her shows after. I'm Mary Tyler Moore show. I was like started watching some of these. I wrote out. I was doing Phyllis. I was watching. I was like doing all these late '60s, early '70s shows, just kind of binging them through. And some of them had 3 or 4 seasons. It was like that's really interesting. I didn't. I saw pieces of them as a kid, but like now I'm really watching them as an adult. It's a very different perspective.
Yeah.
But my sister and them, they're watching like Little House on the Prairie and like the Waltons and shit. They're doing all that. So yeah, so I'm like, it's. I mean, binging is such an interesting thing because, like, some streaming channels still don't binge. You can't
I
binge.
know. And I don't like it. No, no. You should allow us to watch how we want to watch. It's called streaming. It's not broadcast television, it is streaming.
Yeah, it's weird because it's funny you say that because I was watching on Max. It used to be HBO, but now it's just Max. I don't
Yeah.
understand. This is my brother Max. Him. Anyway, recipes. But no, I noticed because I was watching the 100 Years of Warner Brothers, great documentary, but it's in 4 parts, and so I'm thinking I'm going to binge all 4 parts, and at the end of the second one, I was like, okay, and I'm like, that's it. Well, where's 3 and 4? They're not out yet. They released 3 and 4 a week later. I'm watching, of course, and just like that, it's coming back, and that's one that's released every week. It's one, so you can't just like so it's funny how our taste and our language and our scope and our I'm taking all these big words today, and our abilities and just how now we have changed. We have morphed into a society where many of us like to see it all up front and see it when we want to, and like Days of Our Lives, it's the first soap opera that's on streaming. So for a lot of us, it's like, I can watch it at 6 in the morning or 10 at night.
Yeah.
You have to wait till these are soaps
Right.
at a certain time every day. That one you can watch whenever you just wake up in the morning and watch when you go to work. It's changing
When
the
I was,
way.
yeah, when I was growing up, my mom spent her lunch hour watching All My Children. That was her daily routine because it was from 12 to 1. And that's what she did. And I remember watching her make her salad or sandwich, whatever it was going to be, and was rushing around to make sure that she was in front of the TV before the show started. Now, to me, where we are today, that shouldn't ever be the case. Okay. So we just picked up Joe Pickett. That's streaming right now.
Okay.
And it's streaming. So we can watch as many episodes as we want and move away from it and come back to it whenever we want. That's the whole idea of streaming. So I feel like there are some networks that are trying to get us backed or locked into, like Apple's big on that. Apple's is a weekly release.
Disney Plus too.
I don't love that.
And Disney Plus, same thing.
And yes, as you can tell, I'm not a fan. Love Apple. I like the programming. Not a fan of going back to the broadcast theme of weekly release.
She wants her release all at once. That's a family show. Sorry, family show.
Yes.
I could help myself. I wouldn't mind a weekly release, trust me. No, but no, I am very it's funny you say it's funny because we're the generation that knows, we're the last generation that knows before and after, really, kind of. All the rest is happening. Well, Gen Z knows this now. Millennials kind of do too a little bit, the older ones. But you and I, we know what it's like to sit and watch TV without keeping it. You know, even before that, you had to be in front. You had to watch it. And if there was a rerun, maybe not all shows did reruns, and reruns in summertime.
Yeah,
I mean that's you know, I just learned the rerun is from I Love Lucy, because they're the first show to film on tape. So they're like, and she got pregnant, had a baby, and had complications afterwards. They couldn't come back. So they said it was just on reruns. So another thing that they started 3 cameras set up and reruns. Those are 2 things that the Desi Do Productions put together. But it was more of a necessity. We have these tapes, might as well just show them while the summer's happening. And so now that's a common practice. But now with streaming though, reruns are kind of incomplete too. It's like now it's just, here's a series. You can watch like Pluto TV and Freeview and all those. You just go in and watch whatever you want and watch from beginning to end. I don't know. It's funny because the problem for me is it always happens. It always happens every single time. I'll see a series that's 10 episodes or 8. Okay. Like they're 5, 8, 10 episodes. Some are half hour, some are an hour. Okay, in between. And I think I can sit and probably watch all 10 episodes at once. So now, by episode 8, I'm asleep, or I'm tired, or I have to go to bed. And it's always, I hate leaving 2 episodes sitting there. It just bugs the shit out of me. But that's what I have to do. And so it's like, it happens almost, I can never sit and just watch a whole series all the way through at once.
No. But see, I think of it as fun because I get to come back to something when I want to and enjoy it. I don't have to like stop my life from 8 to 9 and watch, a show. And the other thing I like about the idea of really streaming is, you remember when everybody was sitting on the couch and on the floor watching the family show. Sometimes I just wanted to watch it by myself.
Oh my God. Look at some cute moment. You're like, yes.
Maybe I wasn't in the mood to be social that day and deal with my sister that night watching the show. So I like it's just the idea that we've come so far in opening our minds to how life can work. And I think that's an interesting conundrum. Because I think discipline is necessary in life. Absolutely. Yeah. And I'm saying that as somebody who doesn't like to be disciplined, but I think it's absolutely necessary. And on the other hand, some freedom goes a long way. So the discipline is 8:00 every Wednesday night, favorite TV show, everyone shows up, and you watch your hour show.
Yeah.
As opposed to, I just feel like watching it at 6.
Yeah.
Yeah. So And you can so much more value, I think, the characters, the timing, because as the weeks go by, you kind of forget some of the nuances that might be happening in the interpersonal relationships that are going on. And then you go, oh, yeah, that's right. They did that. I hated that part of broadcast TV. I hated that. Oh, I forgot that they had that thing. Because if I'm streaming it, I'm like, I'm in the moment with them. It's happening in real time. Just saying.
Yeah.
Sorry. I think I need to get off my soapbox on this, but I also feel like penning a letter to our friends at Apple and saying,
Our friends
yeah.
at Apple. I mean, our friends are ours, but yes, I like the soapbox. I'm always ranting about something, so I'm like, please get on it. I love it. That's funny. I don't know. I I I I guess because my life is so busy, I like the option of just if I can carve out time, I want to finish it. So it's kind of funny. We come from two almost different ways of watching, but that's what binging's about. Actually, it's about both ways, where you can leisurely watch when you feel like it, or sit down and watch when you have the time. How funny is that?
Yes.
That's exactly what that's serious. That's exactly what it is. Like, oh yeah, we're actually coming from two different angles, but that's actually the benefits of streaming.
Yes.
I can say streaming. We have air quotes, allegedly streaming. Okay, but that you and I are both going. Okay, I have Saturday off. Now this is how it happens sometimes. I have Saturday off. It's a cold day out, so I'm staying in. Now the sun's trying to come out. I'm sorry right now. Sorry for my light. I feel this extra dark today. Extra black, extra crispy. But no, but it was like I'll go. Okay, I have Saturday off. I'm staying home. I'm ordering a pizza. Well, that sounds good actually. I'm ordering a pizza. And I'm gonna stay in. Maybe have a glass of wine or something and stay in. And I just want to binge watch this one series. I'll pick a series. I've been wanting to see it. It's a half hour. It's 10 episodes. We'll try to, that's what I try to do sometimes. So
Yes.
but
I do too. I do too, though. I will go. Schitt's Creek is a perfect example. Love Schitt's Creek.
Yeah, that was so good. Oh my God, it was so good.
Les, on multiple occasions at like 1 a.m. would come downstairs and be like, babe, what are you doing? I'm like, I can't stop. I just can't stop. I can't walk away from the show right now. So yeah, I binge too. I just like the freedom of coming and going and watching it on my time.
Yes.
After all, we are paying for the streaming service.
That's very true.
I pay a lot. I thought because we sign up, just if there's a network and we see a show that we want, we sign up, we pay. Like my bill is huge with cable and streaming services, and we've got almost all of them. So I feel like I have a say.
You do have a say, girl. You can do whatever you want.
I know. Tell me about your T-shirt. I've been wanting to ask.
Never forget, it's a cassette, a VHS cassette, and a floppy disk. And I know, girl, that. You know all three of those. Don't act like you don't. I'm too young for this over here. You're like, I don't know what that is. I'm just too young for that. No, girl.
No, it's a floppy disk. I see that. And I was addicted to VHS. I had a whole catalog of movies.
Girl, this is Falcon Crest.
There you go. Yeah.
I mean, yes. My mother got
recently threw them out though. I must say, I had a whole catalog.
So
I kept my Indiana Jones series and VHS. I don't know why. I just couldn't part with it.
I got rid of a bunch of VHS too. I kept that one I'm keeping. There's a few that I'm keeping. Lots of you can find on streaming now. At this point, you don't need it, or even DVD. You can find on DVD if you want to keep it. You can find DVD. Another thing that's kind of out of this thing. The only thing missing is an 8-track. Something is missing. I have an 8-track player that works actually. It's kind of crazy. But no, VHS is funny. So for me, my mother goes to this place called Temu, which you told me this once before. It's this huge shopping site. She's just apparently it's crack. And so it's like Wish.com and all those. It's just crack. So she found this shirt for me because I love shirts like this, and I love it. And so it holds my breast in. I love it. But anyway, so it's really just tight. And I wear white before Labor Day. And so it's great. I'll throw all that in there. But no, but yeah, I love stuff like this, and so it's fun. It's a lot of fun, and anybody's old enough goes, I remember those. I love t-shirts that I've always been a t-shirt guy with sayings on them for the last like 40, 50 years. I've been always that way, and I think it brings up conversation, and I think people it gives some nostalgia for some of us. Others like, what's that? When we were younger. I like conversation. I think and that's why we have the show, Conversation. But it stokes conversation, some nostalgia. Some folks have gives you warm feelings. And that's what I try to do, Melissa, is send out warm feelings to balance
And you
out.
do it so well, James.
Well, thank you, because I put out shady feelings too sometimes. I'm trying to balance it out.
Well, fortunately, I haven't been on the shade side
No, yeah,
of
you're
your
on the shady
feelings.
side. You're
So
on the shady side. No. On a side note, makes me laugh because in Pittsburgh, there's an area of Pittsburgh called Shady Side. And I was like, I'm going to
no.
Shady Side, folks. Literally, I'm going to Shady Side. And it's called it's a kilo area in Pittsburgh. So anyway, but yeah, no, that's why I got this shirt from Temu, Temu. I've not been on the site. I'm afraid to go on the site. I'm afraid to go on there because they had a big bag. It was like Christmas. This giant bag that came in the mail. I'm like, what is that? What's in there? I was like, I'm just gelatinous, globby little things. Like, what is that? She opens it up and it's just like this. It is cute. It's a little pouch. It's a camera.
It's cute.
I'm like, do I need it? No,
No.
not really. I'm going to use it. I'll put some stuff. I put my them driving there. I'll find a use for it, but like, it's the cutest thing. But the problem is, these things are like $2
Yes.
plus. This shirt was like $5. Like it's all. It just adds up. Just shit adds up.
Mhm.
It's. I was like, yeah. And I also see a bag full of goodies. It was only $50. I'm like, but it's all this stuff.
Have you ever gone to your cart and went, oh my God, after shopping? Have you ever had that moment where you're like, oh my God, I didn't realize, because it's not physical. You're not physically putting things into your shopping cart. You're just, oh yeah, 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 yeah. Oh, I love that, love it, love it. And all of a sudden you go to your cart and you're like, oh my God, no, 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 no.
Luckily, no. That's not me. My brother has that problem. Online shopping, I have a problem because it's for me. It's the opposite. It's very specific. So, but see, for me, it is in person. That's the problem. I'm that person who's in line going, I don't need this. I don't need this. I'm that person in line. So people hate me. So I'm just like, I don't need those peaches. I was like, I'm that person. I have remorse as I'm in line. That's totally me. Not online. My brother said that's him. Where he's like, why did I order all this shit? I'm like, well, you ordered it. I'm Mr. In person. That's when I have buyer's remorse. I used to catch it.
I am the standing in line. I'm the one that's still shopping while I'm in line.
Oh, so you're the one that when you're in line, you go, oh, yeah, you're that person. Yes.
I am the impulse buy. Yes.
Oh, you are. I see that. Oh, because it's very strategic. It like really is. I go, no.
Yeah. Well, so what I've also learned, one of my very favorite shopping stores is Home Goods. My whole family knows it.
I was just there yesterday. I was just there.
Love Home Goods.
Me too.
So what I have learned is I have to buy it or I won't find it when I go back.
Right.
And I've also realized that I can go return things if they don't work out.
Yes.
So I come home with a carload of stuff. I did some work on the patio. And Les just keeps going. He's just looking at what is all. I said, don't worry, babe. If it doesn't work, I can take it back.
Yes.
It's all out on my patio. Very little went back. Still, you can, because for me, if I go back, God, I really wanted that and I should have had it. It would be perfect here. If I go back, I can't find it.
This is from Home Goods. We have a really good. All Home Goods are the same either. We had a really good. We went to a really good Home Goods it's in Rolling Hills Estates, way down here. I know it sounds fancy, folks, but it's a semi-upscale neighborhood in South Los Angeles. It's like in the South Bay area, past Torrance. They have a big one. It's called Torrance Crossroads, the big shopping center area. That one is good. That one's dangerous. It's huge. It's like I just I bought like like I said, I bought this. But for me, like I like Ray Dunn stuff, so I'm always trying to find her cups and everything. And so you're right. If you go there, you see it. better get it because you go back, it won't be there. It really won't be there.
No.
It won't be there.
Mm-mm.
So, but I know for for them also they have a long line area. So that's where for me the impulse buy is dangerous because they have a lot of sometimes Ray done stuff that's current season in the line. It's not back
Oh
there
yeah.
like, for Mother's Day. Now it's Father's Day. So it's like, oh, you put
Yeah.
up here. Okay. That's what's going on. So while you're standing in line, that long line waiting to go, because they have two cashiers, you're like, I mean, that's the problem. I totally get it.
Yeah.
I get it. I bought this. I'm an organizer. The 7 days a week work classic pad. It was at Home Goods for $2.99. It was like right there
Yeah.
as I'm waiting. I'm like, what's this? And I'll use it. But you know what I mean? It's like I didn't need it, but like it was right there. I was waiting in line.
Yeah. And the rationale is it's $2.99.
$2.99. I mean, seriously, folks, I will use it at some point. I mean, I will, but just it's kind of like I didn't.
But did you have to have it? See, less comes from the approach of do we really need it? And I said, that's really not even the point.
She's always
I come from a long line of women who like to shop. We never ask ourselves, do I really need it? Because the answer is no, always.
That's what. Yeah, I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. Folks, I don't know. I like shopping, but I'm pretty good. I stay within my means. I know what I know what I can't do. My brother has my mother syndrome. He says he just when it comes to online, just buy it all and regret later. I'm like, okay,
Yeah.
kids. I mean, but for me, it's funny. My mom now at the stage where we just pass it out to people. There are a lot of folks, my friends, who can use some of the stuff. I try to find where it can go, where it's useful. I have a lot of young friends who are on their own, and maybe their parents aren't in town. So I'd love to be able to get like we found extra Keurigs, we found extra blenders, things like that. I was like, do you want a blender? Like, you want Keurig, you want a Soda Stream, whatever. So or it comes to sheets. We have these new sheets that never been opened. The new sheets, people need sheets. I mean, like it's like that stuff is expensive after a while. So I'm trying to help them find spots for people who need it. So I'm trying to kind of upcycle and repurpose out to the world. I'm trying to do, but I'm trying to purge everything in my house. Get rid of it all. I want it all gone. I don't want my stuff.
I go through those moods. You'd be proud of me as an organizer because I do remember the mantras that you talk about. If you buy something new, you have to throw or donate 2 things out. Like that's the idea of first keeping, like, for example, a fresh closet as opposed to holding on to everything. And so I like that. I actually said to Les, babe, you don't have any more room right now for more shirts. Like, let's just wear everything you have. And I apply that to myself too. So I needed sandals for summer. I bought 3 pairs and that's it. That's going to be it for the whole summer that I'm going to wear. And I don't have an inventory of other sandals. So like you would be proud because sometimes you're like, oh, I don't want to throw those sandals. I love those sandals. So I'm learning through your, coaching in a way. I'm picking up on these tidbits that you're sharing for free.
Yes.
And applying them to my daily life. But I will tell you, if you and I go shopping at Home Goods, I don't want to hear anything like that.
You won't
No,
I'll be busy. I'll be.
Need that, Melissa? No, I don't.
No, or you won't be hearing me because I'm too busy going. I know I don't need this, but I want it. I know I don't need it, but I want it. No, Home Goods is my crack. It's my drug. It's my vice.
You get me.
What?
You get me.
I do. No, I do. They had a cute picture that said lemonade on it. I'm like, do I need that? So I may go back and get it at some point if it's still there. But it was like, it's only $16. I'm like, yeah. Anyway, but one of my friends got me a Home Goods gift card for my birthday, and that's why I was there. I was like, smart friend.
Yes, good friend.
Good friend. So I am James.
And I'm Melissa.
This is Coffee and Conversation with James and Melissa. We're here on Tuesdays in the mornings with our coffee and with our conversations.
Coffee? Yes.
Coffee. what it says, from New York. And we're having our conversations. And you can follow us everywhere on all social media platforms. Go to Spotify or Apple or Google or Deezer or iHeartRadio and Spotify, wherever, and we're there. Coffee and Conversation, James and Melissa. Not just Coffee and Conversation, James. Not just Coffee and Melissa. It's Coffee and Conversation with James and Melissa. Check it out. And YouTube, JLJ Media. We'll talk to you next time.